The recent announcement of Amazon's live action God of War TV series has generated significant buzz. However, I am not excited. Let's be frank here. Amazon has recently made another live action TV series where they dumped $1 billion into one season of it, and it ended up horribly. And what show was that? The Rings of Power. The reason why it ended up horribly is because the director didn't pay respect to either the fans or the source material. The actors didn't pay respect to either the fans or the source material, and same with the writers of the TV series. And I fear that God of War is going there as well. And we know that throwing money at projects doesn't fix them. Unless of course you're giving the money to me, in which I could fix all your problems because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know what the fuck I'm doing. But everybody else in the space seemingly does not. If I was in charge of the Rings of Power series, that show would have been a bang. It's not a banger, it's utter garbage. And I'm not even getting into why it's bad on this show, besides for the fact that all you need to know is that they don't respect the fans. They don't respect Tolkien's writings. They don't care enough to make a decent show. But that's besides the point. We're talking about God of War, the recent announcement. And I fear that we will run into the same problems here. The recent showrunner, Ronald D. Moore, is a veteran writer, was also brought on into the series. And he is the lead person in this project. He is the lead person in this project. And the reason why I don't trust him when it comes to God of War Ragnarok, and maybe season 1 will do well like The Witcher, and then season 2 will be trash, and like The Last of Us, same thing occurred there. Season 1 was all right, they looped you in, and then season 2 was garbage because they don't actually care. Season 2, season 3, I think will be bad. I think maybe season 1 goes well, but that's besides the point. I think as a whole, the series will go down in flames. And the reason why I think that is because of what Ronald D. Moore has said recently. He recently self-described himself as, quote, not a gamer. He's quote, I've tried, but I'm not a gamer. And here's why that is an issue. If you don't know what you're creating from the source material, there is a massive problem. And sure, he could have watched a playthrough of the games. He could know all the lore behind the games, to just not play them. But I mean, this isn't exciting to me. Like, this isn't like a great announcement if I hear the lead showrunner hasn't played the games. Who do you want making your TV series? The guy who's played all the games, the guy who's read all the source material, the guy who mainly wants to pay respect to the fans and mainly wants to make a good TV show, or the guy who's not really into playing the games, not really willing to watch the lore, the guy who maybe cares about making a good TV series, but you don't really know? I don't know. You tell me. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think it's going to go well. I just don't. I don't think this show will go down as a great show. In sharp contrast, let's analyze Henry Cavill's casting as Geralt of Rivia in Netflix's original show, which by no means is a good show, but I'm drawing a comparison here. When you have fans of the series playing the series in which they are a fan of, they tend to care more. They tend to care more about paying respect to the fans and the lore. They tend to care more about creating a good show. And that's exactly why Henry Cavill left. Henry Cavill left because he felt he was sick and tired of feeling disrespected, not only as a fan, as an actor, but also disrespecting the fans of the series by participating in a shit show. This is why it is key to have fans participating in the show. And The Witcher season 1 was good. Season 2 and 3, not so much. And then subsequently, Henry Cavill left because him and the director could not get along. You know how easy it would be for me to direct Henry Cavill in a Warhammer TV show, because I'm addicted to that hobby. And I know he is a fan of the hobby as well. I know he plays Adeptus Custodes. I know he could play an Adeptus Custodes guard. I'm not saying I would cast him as that, but I know he could do it because he's a fan of the hobby. I'd put my trust in that as a director. And if me and him disagreed on some lore points, I'm sure he could prove why I could be wrong, and I could prove why maybe he could be wrong. But that is the problem. When fans are not in charge of a show that is about the series in which they are a fan of, there begins to occur problems. There are problems that occur in either making of the show or writing the show or certain creative choices that the show takes. If we take another look at, for example, Daft Punk and Tron, here's my problem with the newest Tron movie is it's just another mid movie. It's another mid Jared Leto movie. And I knew as soon as I saw Daft Punk not on the score, and I'm a fan of Nine Inch Nails, by the way, but as soon as I saw Daft Punk wasn't on the score for the movie, I knew there was going to be a problem with the writing. I knew it was going to play homage to the movie made in the 80s, to the movie that was made in the early 20s. I knew it wasn't going to pay homage to them. And so I instantly knew, hey, I don't see Daft Punk. There's something wrong here. Why would Disney not just go back straight back to Daft Punk and ask, hey, can you all write another score for another Tron movie? And I know they would do it if they knew that the lore in the previous material was going to be respected, but it wasn't. And that's why they weren't on the score. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal assumption. And I knew this, and I knew this, and I knew it wasn't going to be that great because they weren't on the score. And that is the problem I have when fans are not making the art, the world, or the visual cinematography that is for the fans of the series. If the fans aren't a part of it, then the show is not going to be good. Then the movie is not going to be good because you're making the show for the fans. That is who you care about. You care first and foremost about making the show for the fans, and then you care more about attracting new people to the audience. That is all you care about, is the original fans. Just fans first. That is all that matters. Anyway, I felt like making a quick video today because I'm not excited, and I think I would be excited, but I'm just not excited for this upcoming show because who's making it, that being Amazon, and the lead showrunner not being a fan. Anyway, y'all have a great day, and as always, junk it out.